Golly, man, like, all of my friends are quitting at work. I'm kind of bummed now, because I'm running out of people to talk to. I'm too old to be making friends, god damn it. Anyways, hello, welcome to my channel. This is Ban Pewdiepie. I was wondering when he was going to get to this, so it's probably Pew News. If you didn't know, there's a petition, or whatever, on change.org. This lady named Maria Ruiz? She's trying to get him banned for all the horrible things that he's apparently done. It's really fucking stupid. But anyways, subscribe! Oh yeah, and thank you for the 460. I was not expecting it to go up that fast. So, we're gonna go ahead and, let's get out to do.
Good evening, I am Poppy Pewdiepie, and you are watching Pew News, the most respected news source! Back at it again with amazing quality. Feels good to be back, man.
He's gotta be doing that. There's no way that's my fucking audio.
Now let's just jump into it. PewDiePie did an oopsie. Can you believe this? PewDiePie did an oopsie. What? There's definitely not been any shortage of calling PewDiePie racist this past couple of weeks. There's now a petition. PewDiePie faces a petition calling for his removal from YouTube due to white supremacist platform. Oh, frick. Not a petition. I might as well delete my channel right here and right now. I might as well start finding a new job because petitions are the most effective way to make a change in the whole world. I mean, it's not like Article 13 got 5 million signatures to stop, and he did nothing! Okay, so let's check out this petition. Remove white supremacist content from YouTube. Yeah, I agree. I think that's good. I think it looks bad on everyone if there is white supremacist content on the platform, and it could possibly just lead to another apocalypse. So I will actually have to sign this petition, and oh, it's literally just calling to ban me from the website and nothing else. Oh, okay, sure, that will stop it. We need to ban PewDiePie from YouTube. That will stop all the bad things. It's literally just calling to ban me and nothing else. I'm sure a lot of people just read this headline, stop normalizing or stop remove white supremacy, and be like, yeah, I'll sign that. Sure, I'll sign that. Just by glancing over the points that they made against me, it's so blatantly misrepresenting and misinforming people. A lot of these points are just flat out lies as well. Context, who needs that? Unimportant, I don't care. Why would I need to link sources to any of the claims that defames a person? No. I mean, honestly, like, it's surprising how change.org is even letting this be up, because there's nothing to back up any of the claims.
See, it's always funny to me that you can always just, like, accuse other people of this kind of shit, try to discredit them or ruin their careers, but you can never actually just go through with proving your claim. You're, like, screaming, oh, they're full of hate, but you're literally the one spewing hate. I'm telling you guys, like, I really try not to get all political or whatever, but yeah, it's just bad politics. It really is. When I was younger, I used to be like completely on the left. Like, yeah, fuck the old man on the right. Like, old white people, it's just, oh, white privilege. I used to be like that. And it just, the older you get, the more shit you deal with, and you just realize, like, you guys are fucking stupid. Grow the fuck up. Jesus. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
But let's just go through it. PewDiePie has in the past used N-slur twice in 2 separate videos and has hired people to say the N-word.
Okay, what?
When have I hired people? That implies I've hired multiple people to say the N-word. What are you talking about? I can't even defend myself. I don't know what they are talking about. Why would I do that? I used the N-word twice. I did it in the live stream, okay? It slipped up. It was incredibly irresponsible, foolish, and stupid of me to do that. And people know about this. I've acknowledged this wrongdoing, and I've moved away from it. I think it's been almost 2 years now. But apparently I've done it in 2 separate videos and hired people. That's what I did. Remember that? Remember? Next point. He has promoted videos that contain Adolf Hitler speeches and anti-Semitic cartoons. The Wall Street Journal article about me had a Hitler speech in it. Is that what they're referencing? Disney has a famous anti-Semitic cartoon, or at least that contains Adolf Hitler type of propaganda. Is that what they're referencing? Wall Street Journal and Disney.
I mean, fuck, you guys ever seen The Lion King? There's literally a whole Nazi scene in it. with the hyenas. Nobody ever talks about it.
Does context matter?
Oh
Clearly
my
he
god.
doesn't. He paid Indian man on website Fiverr to hold up signs to say death to all Jews. Did you know about this? Has anyone heard about this? Did you know PewDiePie did this? Has anyone ever told you this? Has every single news media article in the past...
I'd say if anything, that should have just been raising awareness that the things that you could do on Fiverr. Because, like, you have to have, like, at least a little bit of common sense to understand. Like, obviously it doesn't mean death to all Jews. Like, I wouldn't even have to watch him to understand, oh, okay. Because why the fuck would he do that? Why would you just sabotage your career that bad? So obviously that he's just doing it just to be like, oh, look what you can actually do on this site. What did Fiverr do? They banned voiceover Pete.
3 years that mentions my name, not mentioned this enough already? I don't think so. Another thing that is never mentioned is that I also wrote subscribe to Keemstar as well. It was so obviously me trying to come up with the most horrific sentence I could think of. Like the worst thing I could get to pay people to do on this website, this Fiverr, because people were literally doing anything, and it was proving a point of that. And I was shocked by the results as well. It wasn't like, yeah, awesome, we did it. It was shocking. And I thought just that in itself was interesting. But clearly I stepped too far. I've definitely paid the consequences, and I've learned from that mistake. But
most expensive $5 you ever spent.
For the past 60 years. He performed the Nazi Heil in one of his videos. Where? Show it. Please show it. Because I don't think I've done it. I've held up my arm as a way to prove a point that people want me to be a Nazi so badly that they'll use anything against me. And you just proven that point yourself. Thank you very much. It's such a broken record at this point, hearing all these points. Like, yeah, we heard it a million times. He used images of famous African Americans, Neil deGrasse Tyson, Barack Obama, captioned with the wrong name.
Oh my god.
Confirmed white supremacist, everyone. We do this with everyone, white or black. No one cares. It's just so stupid. What does it mean? It means...
He had Ainsley for a while.
Of a man dressed as Jesus, holding a sign stating Hitler did absolutely nothing wrong. I did not do this. This is a false information that has just been constantly told by people, and no one checks up on it. I never paid him to hold up that sign. That was someone else. There's no source. I can't even, like, dispute it, but I remember that showing up a few days later, and I'm like, I didn't do that. Look, this is what I told him. Hi, this is Jesus. I want to say subscribe to my favorite channel on YouTube, Jacksepticeye 2. I love Jacksepticeye 2. That's what I told him to write. This is just false. I never did this. He makes rape jokes. He makes rape jokes. Yes, 6 years ago. You're implying that I do it now. And the joke was that this monster was gonna rape me in this horror game. Like, yeah, extremely childish, stupid humor. I don't do that now. Like, why bring it up as if it's a constant thing on my channel? In his face swapping video, he repeatedly uses an image actress Leslie Jones to represent Harambe, the gorilla killed in the Cincinnati Zoo last year. It seems like they're more sympathetic about the gorilla than Leslie Jones. The face swapping video was an AI that face swapped different things. The AI
I remember that video.
Had no control in it. Next time I'll be sure to control the AI. I'll do my best. I'll do my very best. The thing is, like, as laughable as these points are, a lot of people are obviously taking it seriously. It's accumulated 76,000 signatures. And if you don't know anything about me and you don't know anything to challenge these points, then obviously it paints a really bad picture of me that just isn't true, or at least accurate, or anywhere near accurate, I would even argue. Then further on in the comments, they even admit themselves, saying, like, even if PewDiePie cleaned up his act, his comment sections are still a cesspool of white supremacist activities and commentaries. That's a pretty bold statement. I really enjoy this part.
I'm so tired of the fucking
planet.
planet.
This point that I'm a white supremacist and need to be stopped, or at least a normalization of it. That's the argument here. But all of a sudden, it's like, oh, well, even if the comment section, that's right, the comment section is the problem. The comment section on my channel, the cesspool. I mean, I agree that it's a cesspool, but not a white supremacist commentary. Let's just look at my comment section. Let's just check it out. It's a cesspool of Nazi commentary. Let's just look at it. Okay, I mean, this could be Nazi stuff. I don't know. It's a bunch of Russian comments. T-series, more like T-rash. Haha, that's good. Send them to the ranch. I think PewDiePie wants to live with them. Like, if you have a problem with my comment section, by all means, feel free to criticize my comment section. But don't use the listing of all these things as some sort of shield for your point. Don't attack me with all these inflammatory claims and lies with no context to then just go, well, the comment section is bad. It's so weak.
It's like
so
you've never been on
lazy.
YouTube
It's
before.
so tiring. This someone pointed out that this petition is so inaccurate that they even used to list a satirical article about me as a claim that I was a white supremacist, saying that I dressed up in an entire Klansman robe while streaming. So they actually believe this. Jesus
What?
Christ. There's a satirical website that did this. They wrote, PewDiePie accidentally puts on an entire KKK uniform in the middle of a game stream. Hey, listen, it was an epic gaming moment. I could not help myself. It happens to the best of us. This is clearly just a Photoshop and a joke. It's a satirical website, but they list it as an actual claim that I'm normalizing white supremacy. Like, Jesus Christ. It is laughable, but also it's like people do believe it. So it's kind of sad at the same time. Next news.
I mean, honestly, I don't think you should even apologize for anything. You don't owe anybody anything. I don't see the point. Like, I would, if I ever became rich and famous or like just well known in general, and had some kind of controversy in regards to this stuff, I wouldn't even address it. I'd be like, you guys are fucking dumb. Like, whatever, just move on. Why do you gotta make a PR statement? They're just mad at you because you got more money than them. You draw more attention than them. That's just all it is when it comes down to it. So
That's right, everybody. There's no shortage of PewDiePie is a racism this week. Will Wheaton attacks PewDiePie, calling him a racist piece of bigot. Will Wheaton, for those who don't know, is a child actress. He was at Star Trek and some other movies, and then he sort of became popular for being a nerd, doing board games and all that kind of stuff. And then he sort of dabbled into this really strange politics. I don't really know what's up with Will Wheaton, but apparently he posted this on Facebook saying, "Hi, Facebook. On one hand, I'm heartened to discover that you know so little about me. Your algorithms seem to think that I want to follow a racist piece of shit bigot. On the other hand, F you for recommending and providing a platform for this racist piece of shit bigot." Facebook provides a platform for a racist piece of shit bigot. I'm not even on Facebook, you dumb schmuck. This is a fan-made group. Aw, Will Wheaton didn't want to whack my fan group. Aw. To anyone who wants to or feels a need to defend this guy's words and action as just being jokes, please ask one of your non-white friends if they think it's funny when someone uses racist language or racist tropes.
I have a friend named Amani. She literally does not care if anybody said it. She's black. She doesn't give a shit if anybody uses racial jokes or whatever. She don't care. My sister is Native American. I'm not, but she is. My half-sister, she is Native American. She does not give a fuck if you use any kind of jokes on her. Like, people gotta quit being so sensitive, and most of the time the people that are being overly sensitive are white people trying to make up for other people's hurt feelings, which I get it. Some people are sensitive when it comes to that shit, and I get it. But at the same time, I feel, in my opinion, sorry, but I'm not big enough of a channel to have any kind of controversy with it, so, oh well. I don't think it's a big fucking deal, personally. I'm not the kind of person who goes around and says the N-word or whatever, so who gives a fuck? But I don't feel like it's really a big fucking deal if you do, because it's censorship. I don't believe in censorship. I don't believe that we should watch what we say, because in the end of the day, you're just making clicks and whistles. That's just how I see it. But I don't feel like you should really have to pander to other people, because you might offend them. Like, I personally don't care that you're weak. That's just how you take it. You shouldn't be so sensitive. You shouldn't be so weak. You can say whatever you want about me. I really don't give a fuck. I don't. Because your opinions on me are so beneath me, I don't care. I don't have the time of day to give you the satisfaction of giving you a response to it. I have my own shit I have to do. I'm not about to sit here and argue with it. Yeah, like I got a little off track, but I have people in my life that I know that are not white, and they don't give a fuck because they get it, they understand, and it's just a bunch of fucking sensitive white people who will go be like, "Oh man, I'm so oppressed. I'm gonna be oppressed for you." My family's Scottish. My grandfather came in from Scotland, like. My grandfather, not my great-great-grandfather, my grandfather came from Scotland. I'm Scottish. I have nothing to do with any of this American history. My family's only been in this country for 50 years. So, what the fuck? Anyways.
I bet you, Will, I have more non-white friends than you, okay? But I thought I was a racist bigot. Now you're saying that they're jokes and making it about how people feel about jokes. If you want to criticize me, feel free to do that again, or anything that I've done. But this is such a strawman argument saying, ask a non-white what they feel about his videos if it's just a joke. This implies that all my content is just filled with racial jokes and slurs. It's like, no.
Scottish Viking. It's a thing. Or so I want to believe.
Obviously, that's not the case. Maybe you could add a compilation of all the edgy racist jokes that I've done, and to prove some sort of point, like, oh look, well he might not be a racist, but he's sure made a lot of jokes. Like, yeah, I have what 5,000 videos. I don't even know how many videos I have. I'm pretty sure you can make it. You can prove any point. You can prove whatever point in the world just by going through this library. You can make me look whatever way. Then there was a few people defending me in the comments, saying like, dude has donated more to, saying like, maybe look into the guy a bit more. Pretty reasonable claim. Dude has donated more to even just India this year than maybe you have your whole right. Never mind record-breaking charities, despite the fact that he makes crazy amount less than billionaires. And then Will Wheaton hits up with that, you know who else donates crazy amount of money to people who need it? People who aren't racist.
What a great response!
Is that what you're saying? Or are you a racist? Now, I never list the charity work we've done on this channel because I think it's very self-loving.
I'm a racist, but I donated money to charities that are catered to non-white people.
Self-gratifying. But now that I'm being so frequently accused of being white nationalist and racist and constantly having this list of the bad things that's been appeared about me in the media constantly reinforced, I feel like I should at least bring up that if I was a racist, then why? And even then, even if my channel was racist, or my comments were racist, or my audience was racist, then why would we raise $600,000 to build wells in Africa? We raised $342,000 towards Save the Children, which helps children all across the world. We raised $1.3 million for the charity Red, which fights against AIDS, stopping AIDS all across the world. I think we raised even more. I don't know exact amount because we also did the Afro Red campaign as well through Tuber Simulator, which I know was a pretty significant amount of money. And also we did $250,000 towards helping kids in India get a better education. No, doing.
And the Indian news did not say a thing about it.
That's not what anyone is saying. People are just pointing out how constantly having all these negative things listed without acknowledging any of the positive is going to paint a bad picture of anyone. And if, just for the sake of just being ridiculously clear, at least in my opinion, anyone who's racist, anyone who's white nationalist, that's not what I'm about, and that's not what this channel has ever been about. It's so crazy to me how it's even still a topic of discussion. Do people really need an enemy that bad that they need to force it upon me? It's like they want me to be an enemy so badly to just boost their own moral virtue. Oh, well, this successful guy on YouTube, well, he's actually just a racist. It's like people can't handle the fact that I'm successful. That's kind of a strawman argument.
It's also like, I know there's a lot of people sensitive when it comes to Trump, and I'm not by any means a Trump fan, but I do classify myself as a Republican. People like to call him racist because he wants to build a wall around the southern border to keep illegal immigration out, but people get mad and say like, oh, well, that's just racist. I'm like, but that's illegal immigrants coming into the country. It's because of these people I don't qualify for health insurance. And that pisses me off a little bit because I just did my taxes and they took a lot of fucking money from me. So I don't get to have health insurance because of people like this. But I have no problem with Hispanics because I've worked for Hispanics my entire life. All the businesses I worked for, my bosses have always been Hispanic. In fact, the store I work at now, I'm one of only 3 people who are there who are non-Hispanic. I like everybody I work with. It's not a race thing. It's literally you're having people break into our country and you want to support these people. That's not fucking cool. Like, Come here. I don't care if they come, but come legally. But nobody wants to. God, it's just bad politics.
Okay, man. But still, it feels like it. It feels like a very spiteful reaction to what I do on this channel. It's almost getting to the conspiracy level at this point, where like he played a video game with a guy that had like a Jew mocking avatar, so he must be a Nazi. Oh well, he gave a shout out to this one channel that had Nazi imagery in it out of 30 channels, so he must be a Nazi, or at least he must secretly be a Nazi. That's right, secret Nazi, everyone. Finally, I just wanted to finish up with, I read this comment on a Verge article. A friend of mine sent it to me. I know Verge article comments. Big yikes. But I think it summarized things pretty well, and why some people are so heated about defending me. I had not watched a single video until The Verge began publishing multiple articles about him. I was initially under the impression. I thought this is interesting because
Oh god, Alex Jones.
Of my videos. I was initially under the impression that his videos would turn out similar to the horrific Alex Jones show. However, after watching a few videos, I found them to be less sensational than described in various articles. It's incredibly obvious to anyone with a brain that these interjections aren't supporting racism and are instead taking cracks at Vox Media for labeling him as a racist. When I look back on the past evidence against him, it honestly said more about the poor journalism surrounding the situation than it did his behavior.
Hey, that's true.
He recommended an anime reviewer's channel along with other channels because he liked one of their anime reviews. The channel happened to have pro-white supremacy videos buried in its history. Was that really a secret plan to subscribe kids to Nazi ideals? Obviously not. A lot of people do think that. It seemed like an obvious and understandable oversight. No one with a life goes through every single video of a channel before recommending it. Well, people are saying, well, he should have been more responsible, but they always follow it up. That's just a counter argument to their initial point. Well, he's a Nazi. Well, not really. Oh, well, he should be more responsible. That's not the argument you're making. That was my point. The other accusation against him regarding Fiverr comes off as a big mistake on his part, but I also understand why PewDiePie felt it was a good way to highlight his point. His point being that people on Fiverr go to extreme lengths to provide a service, even if it means acting immorally. In response to these issues, he issued an apology, deleted the content, something you have to twist tech companies' arm to get. Yet the issue seems to arise every time his channel is listed in an article. I'm probably a good example of how frequently it's mentioned because I have no interest in YouTube culture, but checked it out because it was mentioned so often. I wondered how someone so supposedly racist and carefree could generate so many subscribers.
Damn, well fucking said.
Deceptive and sensationalist to my disappointment. That's it for this week's Pew News. Hopefully we can talk about something more interesting than, hey guys, I'm not a racist, I swear. But that's it for this week's. Hopefully, this video will probably have ads. If you want to support the channel, I highly recommend it. This very epic merch is available right now on represent.com. 90 million club merch, let's get it. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
I will not buy it till you get to 100K. Because it's going to be outdated soon, and 100K is like the next giant milestone, so I will get something at that.
What? Super simulators become
oh god damn it. Yeah, like, it's bad when the entire fucking, there's been so much shit happening in the last couple weeks, but the entire news he has to talk about is literally about himself. So it's that fucking bad. God damn it. Like, what the fuck happened to this world? I don't get it, guys. Like, I really don't. I don't... My god, man. It really pisses me off. Because if you guys want to see some racist shit, like, I could tell you some stories about some shit. When I lived in Paris, Texas, the most fucking racist-ass place I have ever lived. I've ever been to. The KKK actually did show up to my high school. Yeah, that actually happened. The entire town is just overrun with like really thuggish black people who literally shoot people. Oh, there's always like some kind of murder or something happening in that town. And it's a small town, and it feels like it's like basically becoming Chicago because there's so much shit going on there. There's people getting raped. There's meth labs everywhere. It's just, I know this happens everywhere, but I've never heard of a small town that gets so much fucking shit like this. It's so bad. I had somebody steal my phone one time, and he ran into the projects with it. I knew where he was, and I told the cop about it. And the cop was like, I don't want to go there. because he was afraid he's gonna get shot or attacked or whatever. And I'm kind of like, but you're a cop. You can just call for backup or whatever. I mean, I get it's just a fucking cell phone, but come on, man. Like, God. Oh my God, it's hurting my head thinking about this. I've had experiences in high school as well. This video is going to be very long, so I'm sorry. But I've had experiences in high school, or somebody who was on, I was walking track one day, and man, this is like 15 years ago. But I'll never forget this. I was 14, freshman year. I was walking track, and this kid that was like, I wasn't friends with him, but this kid that was in our class, he walked by and said the N-word, and all the black people got mad and they started throwing rocks at me. And it was hitting me in the back of the head. I had blood coming down my neck and stuff, and I was like, I couldn't walk, and I was like screaming, help, help, to the coach. The coach, who was also black, kind of did this. He put on sunglasses and sat down in the bleachers like this. He ignored it. Or not the bleachers, but like, yeah, we did have a bleacher out there. I'm sorry. He was ignoring. He wouldn't help me. And it just comes down to, that is racism. That is straight up fucking racism. And it's privilege too, because I'm going to get to that. So I'm bleeding really bad, and I had to call my dad because I was hurt. And my dad came down there, and he started screaming at the principal, who was also black. Her name is Miss Dixon. She still works there too. Some fucking hell. But he started screaming at her about the whole thing, and she goes, which, again, I did not say this. I don't care about censorship. I will own up to my shit, but I did not say this. It was some other fucking kid in my class. I don't remember his name. His name was like Julian or something. But she told him that I said the N-word, so it was validated. It was a natural response from them. And actually, I still got one of them on my Facebook, too. I can't believe that I still do. Anyways, yeah, I had to go to the ER. I had to get stapled back here because they cut the back of my head open. I still had to go to school. They gave me 8 days of ISS. So I had to stay in school all day for 8 days, writing little essays and stuff, saying, like, I will not do this again. I'm sorry. Like, I forgot. It's been like 15 years. But I won't forget, they got 7 days of ISS because they threw in a racial thing saying I said something, which I did not. And I had 8 days being the victim, getting cut open with rocks. So if you want to talk about some racist shit and getting away with some shit, I got stories for days. I could make videos on it. Actually, I would love to make videos on this shit. I have so many fucking stories. I could expose fucking people. My old bosses from Pizza Hut, I could talk about that. And they still work there. And I would love to expose them because that's some shit too. But maybe I'll make a video on that tomorrow or something. I don't know. If you guys are interested, let me know. Thank you for watching. I'm going to quit rambling now. You guys have a good night.